I've been dressing women now for about 20 years, and every single woman I meet, they turn around and say, right, what size bra should I be wearing? What dress size am I? And women are genuinely confused about it. You've got to bear in mind retail as well. Clothing retail is a multi-billion-dollar industry around the world. So it's about you taking back control about what you're shopping for and about your body as well. Now, the simple thing is if you go into one store, you might be a size 10, and go into another store, you might be a size 12 or 14.
So there lies the problem for most of us. Yeah.
Now, the thing is, you haven't just gained 2 dress sizes since breakfast. What's happened is that when clothes are made for one store, they're cut against, we call it a block, which is a pattern cut, and they're different for each store. So those cuts aren't universal. There's not one for every single store out there. So I think that if you just know your body shape, if you know what dress size you are, it's always going to make you look, make you feel more confident about who you are. And so we use this on the show as well. When we cast our Real Women, we always send out a little booklet, and we've got all the measurements on there, and I'm going to show you how to do it right now. So there's 3 points to measure. We bring out our gorgeous Caitlin, who's going to be our model for us. Come on out, my darling. So as you'll see here, there is a diagram, and you've got a bust measurement, a waist measurement, and a hip measurement. So these are your 3 measurements. So when you're measuring your bust, what you need to do is go the widest part of your bust, and you want to hold it quite accurately, okay? So around the widest part just there, and it's coming up at around 103 centimetres. So what we do is we now look at a graph. Let's bring up the graph just there. 103 centimetres is about a size 14 on the bust. Okay, we're now going to take the waist measurement, and what you do is really important, girls, that when you're doing it is be very, very honest. Don't start breathing in, don't start bending over thinking I might lose a couple of inches. And what you want to do is you want to hold it as accurately as possible at the smallest part of your waist. All women's waists are in a different position, some higher, some in the middle, some lower.
So make sure you're honest.
Make sure you're really honest with yourself.
I weighed myself after the holiday today. I got on the scales, and I actually found myself putting my toothbrush down.
Oh, yeah.
Any little bit helps.
So this one's coming in at 83 on the waist. So we look at the waist measurement just here, size 14 just there. And then the hip measurement, again, you want to be taking the widest part of your hip. Now, if you look here, it's about 20 centimetres on average below the waistline, okay, on most women. And you take it on the widest point just here. It's coming up about 103, 104 again. And that is going to be on this chart at 34. So that basically means that Caitlin is a true size 14. If you've got all of those measurements in this chart, you can tell what dress size you are. It's going to make you feel more confident. It's going to make shopping much easier, and also buying clothes online as well, where you can't try them on.
So you just take an average of it then. If you've got enormous boobs,
absolutely.
well, then you'd be out. Then you'd be out in a different, on a different, sort of set of the graph.
But the thing is, if you're much bigger on top and smaller at the bottom, it's going to make you top heavy. If you're much bigger on the bottom and smaller on the top, it's going to make you pear shaped. So if you're clever about it, this tiny piece of information is going to tell you what dress shape you are, but also what dress size you are as well. So all those questions that I've been asked for all those years, actually the information's out there. Now what I've done is I've put all of this stuff online for the viewers, so you've got access to this. Measure yourself up, maybe get a friend to give you a hand if you want, but just make sure that you're really honest with yourself. And, don't worry about it. You haven't gained 3 dress sizes since breakfast just because the clothes don't fit. The clothes are just smaller.